Okay guys, so one more thing I want you to think about doing is making your own color chart for your flesh tones. Just to kind of review what we did to start, we made a base color, which was titanium white, yellow ochre, cad red light. And on that first round, I added more white to lighten it up. Got that a little lighter. I liked that tone, so I started with my base color as this one. So on the next round, I took and added some blue to that base color to get this middle value. And then at the end, we added burnt sienna, viridian green, and cad orange to get your shadow. And you can see how you can vary the mixtures as well by adding a little more burnt sienna, adding a little more of the blue value. I think that's what we did here in the middle. So you can mix and match colors, get the flesh tones right, and continue to look at your own image. You know, you've got to have a mirror, look at yourself, try to get those values. So remember color temperature. Are you cooler or are you warmer in your skin tone? I happen to have a lot of cool tones in my skin, so I'm doing like a pale base color and I'm using blues. So that's a little bit more on flesh tones, and I'm going to show you how to mix in other colors next time. Okay, just for a basic flesh tone, got just a few colors. We've got yellow ochre, titanium white, cad red light, and that should get you started. And then that's your light value. And then when you want to get your middle value, you add a cerulean blue to that mix. And then when you want to get your dark value, you can add a viridian and let's do a burnt sienna. I use a lot of different colors when doing flesh tones. White's a really important color. You use a lot of it if you're doing pale hues. Let's see. Oh, I also use a cad orange to get that darker value. Let's see, some other colors that I like to add into my mix. When doing flesh tones, I like to use a Naples yellow, burnt umber, red ochre. I like to have a Payne's gray handy. My favorite red's Grumbacher red. I really like just a cad red too. Purple, it's always good to have. Alizarin crimson, and I keep several different blues. Prussian blues, often used, and French ultramarine. Those are some good colors just to have as you're exploring flesh tones. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and start a little mix. So we've got that base tone. So you have your yellow ochre, your white, your cad red light. Mix that up nice. Get the right proportion of paint that you want. It's no magic exact formula. It's just practice. Try different shades. Sure, we've got this. So it's nice pale. Now I'm going to add in some of the blue. So I'm going to take a little bit of this just to show you from there what that's going to look like. It's going to take just a tiny bit. Just a little bit. And that's a lot too for this amount of paint. You can see how that changed it a lot. So I need more flesh tone. Just took all of that. That's okay. I need to get it where it works. Oh, that's in the middle, but I think I want it to be a little less gray. Okay, so that middle value has this original base tone and with a touch of the blue. It's a nice color, nice flesh tone. And you get your mixture, you know, where you want it to be, where you think it should be. Use your palette knife. It's really important to mix so it mixes thoroughly. And also make sure that you get the colors, you know, enough white into your mixes. It seems like we use a lot of white for this, but we're also using, we're doing a cool palette. Notice we've got our blues and our lighter shades. We're doing a cat red light, so it's a little bit of the lighter side of the red, orange. Okay, so now I'm going to take this and add 2 more colors to it to make my dark, a little burnt sienna. And mix that good. It's nice. And when you apply these to your canvas, you know, add your mediums to it, it's going to appear different. Just keep that in mind. A little Viridian green. And then at the end I've got some cat orange. I'm going to mix it nice first. And if you need to mix more color, just remember what you used and mix until you get the right color. It just takes time, a little bit of practice. A little orange. A little bit more. There we go. Okay, so this is looking good. Got 3 nice shades, light, medium, and dark. Just remember you can adjust these, you know, you can add more white to it, you can add, if you need more blue, if you need more sienna, you can always tweak these colors so they look closer to what you want. As you're looking at your source image, I have a reference image I'm going to use, and it is quite a bit warmer. I have 2 different images, and one that's cool and one that's warm, so I can decide which one I want to use. You can see the difference. That's warm, that's cool. So when I go over to my painting, let's see if we can get that in here. I've got a nice light outline of my image. Now I'm going to work both from life and photograph. I had this canvas and it already had the blue background on there, which is fine to have an undertone. This is pretty rich. Typically I'd use like a yellow ochre, a wash of yellow ochre or something more neutral, but this is going to work just fine for what I want to do. So I start with that nice light drawing. I've just used colored pencil, and then I'm going to go in and start working with my flesh colors, and we'll see from there, and I'll just keep adjusting as I go. enjoy painting.